Today, we're going to be talking about sports anime and why we think they're pretty severely underrated.
Yeah.
Which I think objectively is true. So, we've got a list of a couple ones that we like and a couple ones that are pretty big. So, Mr. Anime Man, why don't you start this off?
The Anime Man. No, not the Anime Man. Fuck it, having that title.
No. The Anime King.
The Anime King.
Yeah. You've watched enough. You've watched all the harem.
Literally, all I think about when you say it like that is like, was it South Park? The Gerbil King?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Oh man, let's see how many of you guys are old enough to know that reference.
Oh yeah, that'd be interesting. So yeah, stuff like Baby Steps and was it Yowamushi pedal?
Yes. Tennis and cycling.
Yes. That's
I know anime.
Right on. And stuff like when I didn't really think about it, but Air Gear.
Air Gear is great.
Keijo, the one about butts.
Keijo's a sport, and if anyone says otherwise, actually,
sport, I guess.
There is a Keijo recreation league. It's done in Brazil, of course, where people are actually doing Keijo like as a sport. Girls are fighting each other off.
I thought it was something you actually did in Japan.
No, as far as I know, Brazil actually has a Keijo sport inspired by the anime where they're like doing it, which is cool. Anime makes sport, which is so cool.
Good for them. We also have like Free, which is I just had to mention it for all those fangirls and stuff who like Free.
Also, Prince of Tennis was something that I heard of heaps when I was in high school. I never actually watched it, but I know all the girls in my grade were obsessed.
Well, yeah, all I've heard from girls is, oh my god, Free's so good, and Haikyuu is so good, oh my god!
Free's the swimming one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that Haikyuu is the volleyball one.
Ooh, I like volleyball.
And then Yuri on Ice, of course.
Yuri on Ice is definitely a sports anime.
Why is it... See, now just when I think about it, most of these sports anime seem to be sort of marketed towards girls.
Yaoi.
Yeah, yaoi fangirls.
It's either yaoi or it's this really nice little innocent slice of life.
Yeah. And then you don't really get a lot of other sort of just purely female sort of sports animes.
Unless you get Keijo, which is really just fan service.
That's just like, yeah, fan service.
Yeah.
But there's a female cycling animator I know of, and there's...
I mean, it's good that there's representation, really. Like,
I'm just trying to think of actual other female...
Chick roles in anime are either the very busty sidekick, the magical card captor girls, which is awesome,
or the friend, who loves the main character.
It's cool to see, like,
point, but there was a
famous sport.
There was a horse. There's a horse girl anime.
Oh yeah, that's probably under fan service, to be fair.
Yeah, some sort of sick sexual.
Actually, no, I'm thinking of the car girl anime.
But still
fan service.
Yeah.
Oh man,
they don't take it seriously when it comes to the female
roles. No, which I think is kind of cool as to why they tend to be the leading part of a lot of sports anime. And I mean, it's kind of cool to have an anime where it's like, all right, this one isn't going to be about sex, violence, and saving the world. This one's just about being really good at something.
Yeah.
Or
over dramatic, bloody scenes of them going, I'm going to hit this ball. Ah! Bah!
Yeah, there's only so much you can really put into that as, like, tension.
With Baby Steps, he's, like, on the other side of the court, he divvies up the court into the little squares and then learns how to hit. It's like, oh, I need to hit box number 3, which is like in the back right-hand corner. Box number 3, and must hit there. And then he like trains himself to hit wherever on the court within that section. That's actually
a fairly common training thing with tennis.
Yeah, I didn't know that was actually common. I was like, what the hell?
It's not that specific, but there are lots of people that train to specifically hit
But this guy gets the crazy lengths where it's like 100 squares in the episode. It's so cool.
Yeah, anime lengths of stuff. I think it's an interesting step into escapism of like the activity of sport and that sort of like camaraderie, which it can be found in sports teams that is kind of difficult to find if you're not athletically able, which no casting no aspersions on fan bases or anything like that. I'm not good at sport. So it's kind of cool to watch like a team-based thing and be like, yeah, we're part of the team, it's cool.
Although I got pretty into cycling after watching. Funnily enough, anime does like sort of motivate my life. After I watched Yowamushi pedal, keep saying it wrong, I started cycling like 20 kilometers every day for like years.
Damn!
Because I was so interested in the anime, I was like, I want to cycle too.
That's cool.
Let me start cycling.
I mean, I would love to be inspired by one of my favorite sports anime, which is Tiger Mask.
Oh, right,
Just go to a wrestling school and fight people in lucha libre masks. That would be freaking awesome.
Nacho!
Yeah, I would be the Nacho Libre of the...
Oh, I forget there was this movie, there's this spoof movie where Jack Black actually is just like, nacho flavored chips at the leash.
Oh my gosh. That sounds like a Jack Black level thing. Oh, what was I... Yes, my topic, which I was going to say before we got lost in Jack Black's very storied career.
Yeah.
I think it's a really cool way for people to give reverence to these really interesting subcultures and bring focus to anime, but also bring a kind of respect to the sport as well, which is
I've gotten interested in actually doing these sports after watching them. There's even an archery one right now. I want to buy a full-on archery set
I love archery.
because of it.
I love archery.
It's called, Surune. I was pretty sure. Surune. Link it below.
Sweet.
Yeah.
No, stuff like Yuri on Ice. If we look at just how popular ice dancing became, thanks to... Not became, like, it suddenly blew up. It was always there.
It just had a kick.
Yuri on Ice sort of came out just in time for the Winter Olympics, which made everyone lose their mind when the ice dancing came on, because everyone got really into it. Yeah. And the sport referenced the pop culture,
even the music,
which referenced the sport, which was crazy, and it became this big circle of, like, respect and people getting super into it.
I think people were really into it because of the music as well. The
music was amazing. And it was done in a realistic manner where all of the dances, we talk about this in our review of Yuri on Ice, but all the dances were done by people and then created in the anime so that it was realistic and no one was doing things that weren't humanly possible. Mm-hmm. And you see that in a decent amount of these sports animes, people really giving reverence to things because, especially looking at Japan as a culture, like sport's a big deal over there in high school. And
well, if you're good at athletics and stuff, then people think you're like cool.
For sure. And for that to be part of someone's life, like to be good at a sport is a big thing for anyone. It feels good when you're good at something, and then to transition into a medium like being an illustrator or an animator, you can then give reverence back to something that was really big in your life, which I see a lot with documentary makers and whatnot. And I feel like anime, specifically sport anime, could be a way of the animators sort of going back to giving reverence to something that was important to them.
Well, the most interesting thing I thought with this cycling anime was just like how they talked about cadence when cycling and how to like properly... I actually learned how to cycle from this anime.
Well, yeah.
Like they were pretty accurate with most of the information. I obviously double checked it, but they're pretty accurate on what they were talking about.
I mean, to spin off away from sports anime, I actually learned some pretty cool cooking techniques from watching Food Wars.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really cool. But There's a level of polish that's put into these things, and we can very clearly see
I was actually trained as a chef, so when I was watching that, I was surprised at how accurate they were getting things.
So cool.
And like the levels of, I mean, some stuff they were going above levels that they didn't need to with it, but they were pretty accurate with what they were trying to achieve with their dishes. So I was happy about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's something that you can see in sports anime is stuff that is real. You can learn about a sport that you would otherwise not be able to learn or do because of a barrier to entry or age or physical ability. You can still sort of be part of that community, which is really cool. Like, I've been a lifelong fan of wrestling, and watching Tiger Mask was very gratifying for me because I got to see all this stuff that I knew from a kid. I could see it done and implemented in sometimes extravagant ways, but always done realistically and with reverence, which was really cool. And I can also see that in tennis animes, because I have played tennis, admittedly very badly, and the volleyball anime that I consistently forget the name of. Yeah. I played volleyball for my school for like 5 years. It was really, really fun. Also, terrible at it. I was only good at spiking the ball really hard and hitting people.
I think the only sports I was good at was basketball. Obviously,
I'm tall enough for basketball, but I am uncoordinated.
Oh, I'm very coordinated. So it was basketball for me, soccer, and tennis. They were my main things.
Well, martial arts has always been a big deal for me, which is why I just like all anime in general. But I would like a more martial arts focused sports, which is actually kind of why I like Keijo a little bit.
What were all the martial arts you've done? Because you've done a few, haven't you?
Yes, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, traditional Shotokan karate, traditional Kyokushin karate, a little bit of judo, and a couple of Filipino weapon styles.
Oh, damn. But was it the only thing I've done is Kendo, Taekwondo, and then Arakan martial arts. And
Arakan's great. I tried capoeira for a while, but I am not flexible. Yeah. But yes, I have a first dan in Kyokushin and Shotokan karate.
What would you say is the most... I don't want to say the most fun. Where'd you learn the most? Or
definitely Kyokushin. Sorry, Shotokan. Shotokan is the best for body control and traditional styles. Kyokushin is made for hurting people very badly.
I think I actually learned the most like stable sort of function in like sort of martial arts I learned was Kendo. Surprisingly enough.
Oh, Kendo's amazing.
Yeah, I was like...
I've always bad at it, but I respect it.
Like, even if you don't have a weapon on you, you can implement some of those moves into actually your fighting. And
sure.
And I was really interested, and that's what really helped me when I was beginning to learn Arakan martial arts, and I did that for like 2-3 years. It really was helpful because I had a really good stock standard for my legs, how they were meant to be positioned and placed, and yeah.
And this is the type of passion in a thing that would lead someone to make an anime.
Yes.
That is so reverent of a sport. We should totally make a sports anime.
Yeah.
If we're going to make a live action anime movie, we should also make a sports anime.
Should we do like a sports anime where it's just like all different martial arts getting into one and we...
Yeah, exactly. Just like a ultimate fighting anime.
It's like, this kind of sounds like the
like a weird
the
ultimate
Mightiest
championship.
There's an anime called the Mightiest... Oh, was it something the Mightiest Disciple, where he learns from a whole bunch of different martial arts experts.
Is that
to beat like bullies and stuff in the school?
I've seen what's his name? Something the Grappler. I can't remember it. He's a grappler who was like...
I'm going to link it below. That's a really good anime. I kind of should do a review on it, but it was fun to watch.
Starting to get a little bit off track.
We are. We're going a bit tangent.
But yeah, it's stuff that
it's
obviously...
sports stuff we're talking about.
You need to be passionate about something to make something. And I think that sort of reverence is what makes these anime stand out and why it sucks that sports anime is underrated.
Yeah.
Because they are pretty much all passion projects, which I find fascinating because most anime, at least to my knowledge up until a few years ago, was just ninjas or ghost dudes or aliens shooting lasers at each other and fighting.
Or big old biddies.
And then it was something... it was then something where people are putting reverence to things that are personally interesting to them.
Which makes for a better story, really.
Yeah, it builds a way more interesting culture around it.
This actually feels real to me, rather than just feeling like it's just an average anime.
Yeah, it's crazy what just reverence for a topic can really bring to a creation, a piece of art. Anime is art. You heard it here first. Anyways, guys, if there are any sports anime that you like that we didn't talk about in our list...
There is a lot, I know that.
There is a lot. There's so
I
much.
should have mentioned more.
Please throw it down below. If there's any sports that you want to see as anime, throw that down below. You know we love talking to you guys. Yeah. We're down there all the time. So, thanks for watching.
Hello.
And we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.